I have the coolest crested gecko in the entire world, and today I'm going to teach you how you can breed crested geckos, and I'm going to find him the perfect girlfriend so he can do just that. Crested geckos are obviously one of the most popular pet reptiles. If you know anything about reptiles, you probably know a little bit about these eyelash geckos. And in my opinion, the one that I'm holding right here, although not the most expensive or rare, is the coolest. The tiger morph crested gecko. Now, if we wanted to get into morphs, we'd be here until next Thursday. So instead today, I want to teach you how you can breed them, and we're going to be partnering with my friends at Palm Street to find him the perfect girlfriend, because that's the most important part. Step one in breeding crested geckos, or any gecko, is finding the right pair. Obviously, you want your pair to be breeding adults. And how do you know that with crested geckos? With crested geckos, you want them to be about 1.5 to 2 years old. Males can be a little bit younger than that in some instances, but what's really important is the weight. For females, you want to make sure at least 40 grams in my opinion. Some people say as low as 35. I don't do that. I always go at least 40. And the males, I always make sure are about 35 grams or a little bit more than that too. So step one, let's find out how much Tigger weighs and make sure that he's actually ready for this season. Keep in mind, your crested gecko is going to be moving and grooving, so just show a little bit of patience. 49 grams, we're right where we need to be. Perfect. Congratulations, Tigger. We're going to be finding you a girlfriend.
Okay, don't mind me. Just run it over to Palm Street. Let's get going. I want a girlfriend.
Now, there's a few ways that you can do this. Obviously, you'll need breeding stock. So you can buy a baby and then grow this animal up, but it's going to take about 1.5 years. Depending on what you want to buy and breed, what genetics you want, you could always buy a breeder female or a female that's almost ready to breed. And there's a few ways you can do this. You can do that at reptile expos or reptile shops. My favorite way is to go on Palm Street. Palm Street is the coolest way to buy any reptile, especially if you're looking for a perfect mate for an animal you already have. So while I'm talking to you during this video, I'm going to put Tigger here in front of the Palm Street app, and he's going to be scrolling, looking for females ready for this season. All right, let's go set you up. All right, buddy, let's pay attention here. Let's log on to Palm Street. Okay, so here's the deal. Palm Street is an app where we can actually look through different collections. The presenter is going to open up an auction for a certain reptile. They'll describe what reptile it is. So we're looking for the perfect female for you. So only crested geckos. Let's not get silly here. I'm going to put you down. Okay, we're going to have to really pay attention. There you go. I'm going to leave you to it. Get scrolling. So set your gecko up to go look on Palm Street for their perfect match. And then you want to make sure that both geckos are hydrated, fed, and supplemented properly. Make sure both animals are healthy. All we're doing here is just visually looking with our own eyeballs to make sure the animals look healthy. If you're breeding crested geckos or any animal, you're gonna know what a healthy animal looks like because you're gonna have experience with them. Don't breed things that you don't have experience with. It's just a bad idea. And then make sure that you're feeding them properly. I don't mean fatten them up. You don't want, 150 gram crested gecko or something gargantuan like that. If your crested gecko looks like a Legionnaires gecko, you're doing it wrong. You're doing something wrong. Make sure that you're, within reason. Make sure this animal is hydrated too. And then if you're feeding a good powder diet, Pangea, something like that, then you're going to have all the supplementation that you need. And I always dust my live feeders too. So you have a good foundation. Now it's time to build from that base into a crested gecko empire. Or like a couple clutches a year. It's up to you. We're redoing the Crested Gecko Care Guide later this month, so hit subscribe if you want to see that. But in general, just miss them twice a day or once a day, depending, because that's how they'll get their water. Feed them every other day a powder diet, and then once a week, I feed them a live insect, like a cricket or a black soldier fly larva or dubia, whatever.
Hey.
What's that?
Dad, I think I found the one. Look at this one. She's so red, and she's got the stripes. Hold on. I think I got another. Look at this one. She's got black on the sides and the white tail, the black, she's got the pins, the harlequin. This one's for me.
All right, slow down, dude. There's tons and tons for you to look at on Palm Street. Don't fall in love with one of them yet. Keep looking. There's so many auctions going on right now.
Wait, I think this guy knows you.
Please, Adam, tell me what you want me to pull out, and then I'll pull out that specific animal.
Nice, that's my buddy. Get him to pull out some crested geckos for you to look at.
Yes, absolutely. If I'm in an Adam Wickens reptile video, I'll cry. I do have crested geckos. I got lily whites and I have some other stuff. I have one almost ready to breed lily white female. It is a tricolor. She has a little bit of a drippy pattern, not too much. So I can flip it back around to me after. But wow.
Wait, So during the auction, you can just ask the auctioneer to bring out a gecko or whatever you want, and they'll show it to you?
Yeah, it's a whole community. You get to talk to people. There's no bots. They're real human beings in a real community.
I need some more time. This is so much fun.
I think we're getting somewhere. Next, let's talk about pairing. Putting the animals together isn't very difficult. Now, people will talk about a season, and there's conflicting reports here. Most people are going to say sometime between spring and fall is when they pair their geckos, and that's when the season is. But crested geckos and leopard geckos and so many other animals have a breeding season of January until December. I mean, they can breed basically any time whatsoever. My geckos do exhibit most of the time laying eggs in the beginning of summer. So they're probably pairing about 60 days before that, although females can retain sperm. So basically put your female and your male together. I always put my male into the female enclosure, and then I observe. Always be watching your geckos. Watch them like a hawk. Watch them like Tigger is watching these Palm Street auctions right now looking for his future wife.
Wait, Dad, look at this lily white. Oh my, I don't know why that's on a toilet, but that's kind of cute with the white tail and the white back. This one might be the one.
All right, buddy. Well, what's she sitting at right now? What's the price?
This one's had quite a few bids. I mean, look at her. It's $500 right now.
All right. Well, maybe we'll keep looking. That's a little bit high for right now, but keep looking.
But Dad, look at her.
Buddy, just try one more Palm Street auction. There's tons of them going on right now. You're bound to find the right one for the right price. Make sure that these animals aren't chasing each other around and getting too aggressive, because that can definitely happen. Crested geckos are going to be kind of aggressive, and it'll almost look violent to the untrained eye. The male is going to bite the head of the female, the crest that she has, that beautiful crest, to the point you might see some lacerations. It might cause some scarring. It's going to be kind of aggressive because in the wild, think about it, a big island, right? They're from New Caledonia, and a male's only going to see a female so many times, and when he does, he has to be opportunistic. So he grabs a hold of her, and then they breed. Personally, I leave my males and females together for basically the whole season. Males don't eat or mess with the females' eggs. Generally, in my experience, the males don't mess around with the females to the point where they get overbred, but be prepared with 2 separate enclosures to make sure that if the male is getting too aggressive, you have a place to put them to separate them. So keep them together for the whole season if you want, or the whole year, some people do, or put them together for, a day or two or some hours until you see a copulation and then separate them again. Keep in mind the female can retain sperm, so it's possible that the female won't lay eggs within 30 to 45 days, which generally is how long it takes for her to gestate those eggs. It could be months, but in general, because she has 2 ovaries, it's going to be 2 eggs every clutch, and she's going to lay about every 30 to 45 days. She could lay 3 clutches, maybe 4, 5, 6, 7 clutches. It just depends. But in general, their first season, it's low, and then eventually every year it gets higher, and then she'll start dropping production as she gets older. That's why pairing is so important. So let's go see how Tigger's doing finding his future wife. I'm tired. There's so many good ones to look at. Well, there's another Palm Street auction starting right now. Just give it a go. See what happens.
Oh my goodness. Look at this one. Lily white. Look at the tail on her in the back. It is I can't. Can we buy this one?
The bid is only $80. Put your bid in. Let's go.
And we were outbid.
That's okay. Look at this one. There's so many more to choose from.
Okay. Go tell them about babies and then come on back and I'll make sure I pick the right one this time.
Okay, a lot of great options, but no luck so far. That's okay. Let's talk about the eggs. You're going to get eggs. It's really simple. Breeding crested geckos is easy. So the female is going to produce 2 of those eggs, and generally she's going to bury them in a substrate. If you want, you can try to give her an egg box. So what I've done in the past with leopard geckos and crested geckos, although crested geckos I stopped doing this because it doesn't work, is a sandwich container with a hole cut in it, and then either sphagnum moss or cocoa core or something that's damp inside. This doesn't work for me. I just let her bury them in the substrate, and then I look around for holes, and then I dig them up and I put them into an egg box. You can let them eternally incubate or keep them in the substrate, and then babies will just pop out. This is a little risky because larger crested geckos could possibly eat the babies, but I've done both. Otherwise, you can find the eggs and then put them in a little bit of perlite into a sandwich container or whatever, poke one hole, and then incubate at room temperature. This egg box that you see here is from last year. These are the eggs that just didn't hatch. What is room temperature? This is I hate when people just say just room temperature. 72 to 78 generally. If you incubate them on the cool side, so in the winter time or spring or whatever, they're generally going to take longer, up to 120 days to hatch. If they are incubated on the higher side, it could be as soon as 60 days, 70, 80 days. It depends. The eggs that I get early in the year generally hatch out very quickly, and the eggs that I get at the end of the year in September will generally take much longer because it's a cooler temperature in the room. I'd say an average about 90 to 100 days or so. Like I said, earlier clutches take less time than the clutches that happen later in the year. When the babies pop out, they're gonna be kind of squirmy and they might try to bite you maybe, but their mouths, like literally, you wouldn't even feel it. This, what I'm doing my thumb right now, hurts more than what a baby could do to you. So they'll be, they're small. They're trying to get away from you. You look like a predator. Set them up in a bin or however you want. But of course, you can watch my Crested Gecko Care Guide that's happening later this month if you want to know more about how to take care of crested geckos.
So it looks like I was looking around for too long and all the auctions are done for tonight, but look how many are coming up tomorrow and the next day.
Yeah, that's the great thing about Palm Street is there's auctions every single day and it's way more fun.
Yeah, this was way more fun than buying from some marketplace. And there was so many other reptiles. I can't believe how many species. Okay, wrap the video up. I'm going to hit the notifications and tell all my friends to go in the description below and download Palm Street today.
So it looks like we struck out today, but the fun thing is we get to do this again tomorrow and the next day. I've been watching Palm Street auctions and participating every single day since I found the app. So thanks Palm Street for sponsoring today's episode, and thank all of you for watching, liking, commenting. All that stuff really helps. As always, Patreon, you guys get videos early, discounts on merch, all that and more for as little as $1 a month. And because I do videos twice a week, that means I'll see you in the next one.